We have the final deadline for crypto market structure. We're supposed to have something by the 1st. And the reason why this is so important is because JPMorgan says, hey, if we get this crypto market structure approved, we might have a little bit of a push when it comes to crypto prices. I personally still believe we're operating in a 4-year cycle, so we'll see what ends up happening. But I'm excited to see what the Democrats and Republicans come up with, if it's going to be bipartisan, if they've come to a conclusion, if in fact retail will get yield on stablecoins, or everybody that's fighting for retail over at the White House has actually stabbed us in the back, because it wouldn't be the first time that someone profited and then went back on their community, especially in crypto. Now, Jack Dorsey has a company called Blocks. It's like a tech company. They do a little Bitcoin stuff here and there. They announced 40% layoffs. So they let go 40% of their people. And their stock pumped. It pumped like 25% on the news, which is crazy. It is crazy that the stock market was excited to see AI removing people's livelihoods, because that's the reason he gave, is that AI, they didn't need these extra employees because they have AI. So some people are saying that it is a cop-out. Others are saying this is very much true. Either way, he handled it with grace. It's very unfortunate what happened. It's absolutely tragic. I don't like to see any Americans lose their livelihood, anyone in general. And it's just kind of further bringing the fact to the forefront that we need to focus on AI. We need to figure out how to make it work for us so that we can not only compete in this current job market, we either can create our own businesses, pass this in education down to our kids so that they can create a sustainable living style for themselves, and really just figure out how this all works into crypto, because it is taking over. We talked about yesterday with Ripple, they invested, I want to say it was a little private round into a little round into, I think it was T54. I posted it on the YouTube channel at 2 p.m. PT for you guys. And the reason why I'm focusing on a lot more AI stuff is because I do think that AI and micropayments with crypto is the future. It's going to take, might take a little bit of time, but it's coming. And I want you to start learning and start educating, especially those of you that have kids, so that you can help your kids thrive, because things are changing so fast. And as a mother, I'm absolutely terrified for my daughter. Like my daughter, she wants to be a songwriter. She wants to be she wants to be in the entertainment industry, even if it's just her making silly videos at home and stuff like that. And I'm absolutely terrified for her, because it's like, what's going to happen to that industry? So instead of getting too terribly freaked out, it's important to acknowledge what's happening, to acknowledge the reality, and to really kind of to teach our kids and help our kids integrate their passions into the brand new technology so that they can thrive. So we're going to talk about all of it. Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto every single day. I'm WendyO. We are streaming on YouTube, Rumble, and X, and I am going to give a shout out to my my YouTube babes, because you guys show up every single day. Thank you so much to Lawrence for the $10 super chat. I actually didn't sleep well at all last night, which was unfortunate, but that's okay. That's life. It happens. I ended up crawling in bed with Lo at like 4 a.m. and then woke up. And my flare up, I actually drank lemon ginger turmeric tea and it helped, but it took like 2 to 3 hours to help. So that's good. Shout out to all the autoimmune people out there. Shout out to Mr. Dale, Mr. Mike, Chipper, Mr. R, gorgeous Alexandra, Cherry, Mr. R again. Thank you so much to Michael for the $4.99 super chat. I'm gonna go buy some kiwis with that today from the store. I've been craving some kiwis. Shout out to Legend, to John Germain watching me from Memorex, Everett. It's been a while since I've seen you. To Cali Crypto, to Music JJ. And who else? Bubba's not in here, but he'll be here, and probably CJ too. All right, let's go ahead and get started, because there's a lot to cover, a lot of drama to cover, okay? So this is what the crypto market's currently looking like right now. We're just kind of chilling. As far as the crypto markets go with Bitcoin is actually trading back below the EMA 200 on the weekly at 65,000, and I have that area memorized now. And that is going to be EMA 200 is over here on the weekly, about 68,000. So for me to be like bullish, I want to see a flip above that, but it looks like we're continuing to trend down. The only saving grace over here, in my personal opinion, is going to be the swing wick lows, how they wick down, and then hopefully we get that the bulls step in and buy that up, which we've been seeing happen. So we'll see if that happens. But if you'd like to trade with me, we are currently on iTrust. If you sign up, you get $100 and you can trade precious metals and crypto and all kinds of different things over there. Or if you like prediction markets, we are partnered with OG.com. If not, no worries. Now, taking a look at Ethereum. Now, Vitalik is done selling Ethereum, and we're currently chilling about $1,900. So I've got some nice support here at about $1,500. And again, I don't care. Just so we're very clear, I don't care where we trade. I don't, because I know that Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to bounce. And I know that a lot of the cryptos that became ETFs, they will be fine. Cryptos that focus on AI, DeFi, and RWAs, they will be fine. I'm not concerned about it at all. It's just short-term price action. It's just short-term noise. People that are actually trading or investing, you guys know this, okay? Solana is still chilling at about $80, $81. XRP is below the EMA 200, holding on to support at about 134. So that's what's happening with the markets. But let's talk about what JPMorgan said. And remember, JPMorgan loves to talk out the side of their neck, okay? They love to. They love to. That's what they do. But when it comes to the crypto market structure, they says crypto markets may get a meaningful lift in the second half of the year if the U.S. lawmakers approve sweeping market structure legislation by mid-year. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Basically, what they're saying is hey, if we in fact get the crypto market structure done, then we will get a little bit of a boost. And you know what? I agree with them on this. I don't like their business practices, but I agree with them on this perspective because we are waiting for the crypto market structure. The White House is like, hey, we need to get this done before the 1st. Interestingly enough, the 1st is actually going to be on a Sunday. And if you guys have been watching the show for a while, which make sure to like, comment, subscribe, of course, set alerts. But if you guys have been watching the show for a while, you know that we generally get news on Sunday evenings. So we'll see what happens. We might get something a little bit later today, maybe Monday, but I think we'll probably get an update on the 1st, all right? Also, today I'm dropping my interview with Mr. Charles H., and we talked about midnight. We talked about the White House, all the crypto legislation, all of that. So make sure to check that out. It's going to be a really good one, actually. But that's also happening, and that's what they're saying is going to happen. There I am over there. But JPMorgan warned that a recovery will be gradual and volatile, not a sudden spike. The White House previously set a March 1st deadline for stablecoin yield negotiations between crypto firm and banks. So this is the thing. When we get bullish news in crypto, there's a lot of volatility and it is sharp. So I disagree with JPMorgan like that. I'm not fully convinced that we're not operating in a 4-year cycle. Not. So we'll also see what happens with that. But we have the deadline. We'll see what happens. You know, the public servants love to lag, and crypto is not their main focus right now. They're trying to save the U.S. economy because we are a hot mess. We're going to talk about that in a little bit when we get into the block story with Jack and all kinds of stuff. Now, this one is a good one. The OCC requests comments on proposal to implement the Genius Act. All right. We talked about this. I was like, you guys need to go and you need to flood their comments and be like, we want yield on stablecoins. But basically, this is going to set regulatory standards for issuers under OCC supervision and would cover certain custody activities handled by OCC regulated entities. Framework is intended to help stablecoin industry grow in a safe and sound way. And proposal would limit yield on branded stablecoins. Goal is to prevent deposits moving away from traditional banks. See, this is the thing. The banks are effing lazy because all the banks need to do is be like, you know what? This is the future. This is what's happening. And the thing is the banks will go ahead and use AI and hire people overseas to manage your sensitive data, but they don't want to give you a little bit of yield on stablecoins. And they don't even want to make more money themselves because they want to keep a controlled monopoly, which is absolutely disgusting. All right, it is. Bottom line, it is disgusting. It's disgusting and it's lazy. So I highly recommend, and I'm going to put this little... Let me see over here. This is actually from the OCC News. I'm going to copy pasta this. I'm going to put it in the chat. And the reason why I'm going to put it in the chat is because I want you all to, if you can leave a public comment, leave a public comment. Okay? Leave a public comment and say, I'm retail. I want yield on stable coins. That's all you got to say. Be respectful, but demand it. This is the thing. I'm telling, like, again, I'm just a bimbo on the internet. With power low today again. And I'm so excited for the weekend. I'm going to drink many bottles of wine. It's been like 2 weeks. But this is the thing. Humans, we're lazy. We like convenience. We like familiarity. I mean, actually, I'm going to put this in the, or I'm going to ask this question. Will you move your cash to a crypto exchange to earn yield on stable coins? Or would you leave your money in the bank and earn yield on stable coins in the bank? comment your thoughts, because I really, really think most of you will leave your fiat currency in the bank account and earn the yield on stablecoins there. I know I would. So the banks are lazy. The banks are lazy and they hate us. That's exactly what it is. Shout out to the banks. And shout out to the OCC for this. But anyways, now next on the docket, we've got a lot of XRPL news today. So vulnerability disclosure report, XRPL batch amendment, unauthorized intertransaction execution. What's happening? Don't worry, I got you, okay? So they found a bug in the XRPL batch right before it launched. It could have allowed unauthorized transactions from user accounts. No funds were impacted. The bug was discovered by a security researcher using AI tool automator. An AI audit tool. Validators blocked the amendment from activating. An emergency update was released to prevent it going live. A fixed version is now in review. So this is a good thing with AI. This is a positive story about how AI was used to fix a problem. And I like this. And that's exactly what AI should be used for, to deal with code, to deal with things that are incredibly complex, things that humans might not necessarily catch. I think AI is a great way to fact check, but it's not the end all be all. Now we've got some more news with the XRPL over here. This comes from Team Ripple. It came out yesterday. The XRPL funding model is shifting towards a more distributed and community-driven approach. That's good. It makes it a little bit more decentralized. Ripple is launching a fintech builder program to help startups build real financial products on XRPL. Accelerator programs will connect the XRPL founders with investors, mentors, and global networks. And new regional startup competitions will support builders exploring innovative use cases. The XAO DAO will let community decide how to allocate funding through proposals and votes. And XRPL Commons will continue providing independent support and grants to projects. Why is this good? Well, basically, DAOs allow communities and different types of people to come together and say, hey, this is what we want. It's supposed to provide more democracy. So this is good for XRPL. I'm very happy for the Ripplers over there, for the XRP army. Now we got something else going on. Shout out to Bubba Davis. He gave some more memberships. He sent out 10 gift memberships. Thank you so much, Bubba. We greatly appreciate you. I appreciate you. Mwah. So we've got a brand new member. Hold on over here. Montana, 8240, Zach, Mr. Doctor, Jay Davis, NFT, Mark, Dan, Josh, Carlos. Sorry, guys, I'm old and I can't see. This is what happens when you get old. Where's my glasses? Wait, are these the right ones? I've got, not these ones. I've actually had these for like a decade, and they work better than the newer ones I got. Right? I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyways, this is really good for the XRP people. Now, another XRP one. Flare and Zaman unlock one-click DeFi access for over 2 billion XRP sitting in idle wallets. I like this. This is good. It's bringing DeFi to the crypto stuff, to the XRP stuff. So it's from Flare and Zaman, and it unlocks over 2 billion in idle XRP for DeFi, which is 3.5% of the total supply. Holders can deposit into yield-generating vaults with a single transaction, and no new wallets or bridges needed. Amen. Because bridging is effing annoying. The goal is to make idle XRP productive and expand XRP-focused DeFi ecosystem. So that's good. We like DeFi. XRP is not necessarily decentralized. XRPL is more decentralized, and DeFi is incredibly important. And again, Ripple has some cool things that they do with institutions, not you, but with institutions that allow for them to participate in DeFi. But it's good to see that it's good to see more DeFi happening with XRP. And remember, I think it was Bitwise, they bought Chorus One, which is going to help them issue or create the technology to apply and issue more POS staking ETFs. And again, those ones are going to be important because those are essentially dividends. So we like that. It's a good one over there. It's a good one. All right, next one, the docket. This comes from Evernorth in Seoul. So shout out to Mr. B. but this is the CEO. And they said XRP treasury firm Evernorth visited Seoul, Tokyo, and Hong Kong to assess XRP growth in Asia. Because again, Southeast Asia is absolutely killing it in a good way. Evernorth plans to go public and trade on the NASDAQ under the ticker XRPN. And the key points from their assessment over here: South Korea accounts for 33% of global XRP trading volume, despite being a small country. XRP has a strong retail awareness and deep liquidity in Korea. My daughter wants to go to South Korea so bad, I'm going to have to take her one year. She's got to eat a little bit more. She has to expand her palate a little bit. Because right now we just do ramen. She likes like 5 things. Japan offers clear regulations and long-standing XRP market support. And Japan is shifting from speculation to real blockchain infrastructure and utility. Hong Kong is positioning itself as a bridge between TradFi and crypto, and Evernorth sees Asia as a major growth market for XRP. Great, fine, fantastic. I like it. Also, too, I want to give a shout out to our partners over at VeChain. We've partnered with VeChain because VeChain is we got a validator set up, and 10% of our rewards go to the Self-Care Lab out of Montclair, California, which is a nonprofit for our inner city youth. So shout out to them. But they made a bit of an announcement today. VET is now live on Revolut Bank as of late 2025 and early 2026. Around 14 million of Revolut's 65 million global users trade or use crypto on the platform. And you can stake VET with me in the WendyO staking pool. 10% of all validated rewards go to the Self-Care Lab. Link is in the description, and follow them on X, okay? Cool stuff over here. This is a snapshot of our VET over here. So we're currently at 7.3% APY. And we got 84.1 million, okay? And thank you to everybody who's been staking with us. Every little bit helps. It really, really does. Really, really does help. All right, what's going on? All right, so this one is a sad one, but Magic Eden, what's going on with that? They're winding down their Bitcoin Ordinals. So if you're using their wallet, make sure to use xVerse. That's what I use. I just imported my wallet over there, which is sad. It's just the current state of the market. Also, tokenized U.S. Treasuries surpassed 10.8 billion in value locked with 1.9 billion in year-to-date inflows, which is a 20% rise since January 1st, despite the broader crypto downturn. So again, RWAs, that's what you want to pay attention to, and that's what's heating up. RWAs, tokenization. Larry Fink freaking told you himself. Now, this is the post from Block. And I commented, this is handled with compassion, blah, 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 blah. And there's a lot of terrible takes about this because we're so used to a society just saying things and not being shamed for bad behavior. And it's not really disgusting. Like, I understand that AI is the future and this is what's happening, but you can still acknowledge that. You can still say, you know what? This is the future. This is where we're going, but it sucks. Okay, you can still show compassion. You don't have to be a trash human being. But basically, they laid off 40% of their workforce, and their stock pumped. It's stock pumped on the news, and that's why I say that the stock market is disgusting. Okay, that's why I say it's disgusting, because it's like, what are we doing here? We're ruining livelihoods. And this from Milk Road AI. They basically announce all of the different layoffs that have happened. The government, UPS, Amazon. The U.S. government I'm not so mad about because there's a lot of fraud that happens. But all these other companies, a lot of them tech companies. And the thing about it is that, I don't know, this is just really sad stuff. Like Meta laid off 1,500 employees, but their automated systems suck and are wrongfully suspending accounts. Target is just going to rehire these people back, the 1,800 people that they let off, or 2,000 when holiday season comes again. Like, I mean, and if Verizon's going to be laying people off, I hope it's people overseas and not Americans. Just different things like that, And it sucks. It's hurtful to see. It's not a fun thing. But Jack did give a really great compensation plan. But at the same time, are these jobs even replaceable? Are they? Anyways, he says Block is financially strong despite the layoffs. And the firm is shifting to a smaller, flatter AI-first structure. AI-first structure is stupid. I'll tell you that. You can have AI, but you need a team, or you need somebody to manage it, make sure it's doing the right thing, because it's still wildly unchecked. And what's going to end up happening is you're going to have errors, and you're going to have to go back and hire people to fix these things, and it's going to cost money. I get the wanting to save money, but you still need a human to make sure things are working properly. That's just my opinion. But what do I know? I just worked in customer service for like 900 million years, like on the front lines, low level customer service. And we're the people that actually know this stuff. So that's what happened. Also too, Block generated $2 billion in Bitcoin revenue last quarter. And it was around 1/3 of the total revenue. And the stock pumped 25%. Affected employees received 20 weeks pay plus 1 week per year of tenure. That's very nice of them, but it just sucks. Also, too, there's some interesting things coming out about this. So this account posted, it turns out that his company spent $68 million on a single party in September. Roughly the annual payroll for 200 employees was $340,000 each. Then 5 months later, he laid off 4,000 people. If that is true, I don't know. That's kind of a lot of money to spend. I don't know. Me personally, I'd rather keep people on and go without. I do that myself, but what do I know? Then also too, this came out from Zero Hedge. Block's purchase of Tidal, which was it's like a streaming platform from Jay-Z. And I've never heard of it. I've never used it. But there was a lawsuit. It had far fewer subscribers than Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon. Judge dismissed a lawsuit from a Florida pension fund that claimed that Block's board acted wrongly by approving the purchase. The lawsuit argued the deal was poor business decision in a line that directors didn't act in shareholders' best interest. Court said there's no proof of bad faith. Blah blah blah. Why am I bringing this up? Well, it doesn't matter what else well, I'm bringing it up because people are saying, you value money and profit and all these other things over other people's livelihoods. And I can get that scenario. I can. But really, at the end of the day, who are we to police other people what they do? So what we should do is we should work on understanding AI, continuing to build out and create companies that don't F over people's livelihoods. Do things differently than the overlords, right? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. All I do know is that I don't like UBI. I think but how are we going to combat this with all these people getting laid off? Like, it's already hard enough right now. And the cost of living is not going down. I'm trying to help my sister find a place, and we cannot find a place for her. It's getting rough out there. Really, 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 really rough. So I don't know what the future is going to hold with AI. Well, it seems that a lot of companies, there's two scenarios. They're going to be laying people off because AI is proven to be more efficient, or they're going to be laying people off and using AI as a scapegoat. I think the best way forward is that if these companies are going to be doing this, then they should pay a higher tax rate maybe. I don't know. I don't know the solution. I don't. But I do know that, who was it? It was Anthropic. I'll show you guys right now. Anthropic. Oh, no, I can't read that one. I don't want to read that one today. Sam Altman's Chat GPT. Whoopsie. We raised $110 billion round of funding from Amazon, NVIDIA, and SoftBank. We're grateful for the support for our partners and have a lot of work to do to bring you the tools you deserve. So you raise this much money. $110 billion. People are losing their jobs and their livelihood. Like, your company's worth X amount of dollars. It's destroying the livelihood of people, and you're displacing people. What is the other, how do we fix this? We do more taxes and we do UBI. I don't know what to do. But it's pretty crazy to me that people are betting so heavily against humans. That's what I'm getting out of it. They're betting against humans, against mankind. We got people like Elon Musk. Have more kids, have more kids, have more kids. There was an account I saw on X today. There's a lot of degrading of women that I see, blaming women for the current state of the economy. Like, oh, they wanted rights and they wanted this and that. So we're going to so they're the ones that destroyed everything because of two working households. the whole women's rights thing, like way back in the day, that was because women couldn't own property. So if their husband passed away or became incapacitated, they couldn't sign for things, they couldn't access money. There's different things, which is why it's super important. And I'm also watching the 1923 show from Tara Sheridan, the Yellowstone thing, and her husband Harrison Ford, he got pewed. And he's incapacitated, so she has to go act on his behalf, and they're being rude to her. They're like, well, you're a woman. You can't do this. You blah, 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 blah. So she had to forge a signature. She didn't have to commit fraud to willingly to protect your family and to act on their best interest. So all that stuff is stupid. Like, you can, to a certain extent, yeah, but like modern day feminism is stupid. Back in the day, feminism, I rock with that, because your grandmas, your mamas, your great grandmas, they deserve to have, just to be treated like basic human beings. But I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. The only thing I can continue to tell you is to keep glass half full and to really, really focus on learning this stuff and passing that education down to your kids. That's the only thing I can tell y'all to do. That's it. Also, some more fun stuff we can end on. Inflation. U.S. wages are barely keeping up with the pace. Since 2020, the average weekly earnings adjusted for inflation have increased 3.7%. In other words, inflation wiped out most of the income gains for Americans. This comes as the cost of living in the U.S. has significantly increased. Since 2020, utility gas services prices jumped 56%, electricity 41%, and home insurance is up 14%. And there's actually a post that's going around, I think from KTLA or something like that. But it's like, 1,600 houses in like the Lake Elsinore area, they defaulted on their tax payments, so those are going up for auction. We need to remove property taxes. We do. That's another thing. That's another thing. But everything is so damn expensive. It's like, what do we do? What do we do? Wages aren't keeping up. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. And I know I keep saying I don't know, but I don't know what else to tell you guys. Also, the M2 money supply jumps to a new all-time high of $22.45 trillion. Yeah, that's happening as well. Looking a little glib. But we're going to end on a happy note. It's Friday. I hope you guys do like a delicious pizza party with your families, maybe hot dogs, maybe chili dogs, or... What did we do? What did she want last night? My kid is a big peanut butter. She's a big peanut butter person. I don't know, maybe some pretzels, some orange soda. I don't know. Have fun with your families. Have fun with them. Enjoy them. Go have fun with your friends. Go do what makes you happy. But I will say, ending on a happy note, is we are in the forefront of this because you're watching the O Show. I'm demanding that you guys continue to educate yourself on AI and pass that education down to your kids. You have the power right now to make a difference. Life is going to get hard. Life will always be hard, but we could be pissy about it and be the P words, or we can get off our behind and we can learn how this stuff works and we can keep going. So on that note, we're going to have a good weekend. I got the video with Charles coming out for you at 2 p.m. PT and then the news wrap up. I also have that the U.S. John Legend says it's hilarious that the U.S. beat Canada hockey. This is the thing. I think I need to date a hockey player. Maybe I need to date a hockey player. I don't know. Or a cowboy, something. I was supposed to marry a music man. That didn't work. Anyway, sending y'all love and light. WendyO is out. And I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Bye, babies.